You settle into your couch after a long day, remote in hand, ready to disappear into your favorite show. The soft glow of the smart TV illuminates the room. It's a sanctuary, a private space. But what if that very portal to entertainment has become a portal into your life? What if the microphone that hears your voice commands, the camera that enables video calls, and the sensors that track what you watch are not just serving you, but could also be serving a warrant to law enforcement? This isn't the paranoid fantasy of a dystopian novel. It is a modern legal and technological reality. The devices we invite into our homes for convenience and connection possess a latent capacity for surveillance that can be activated not by a shadowy hacker, but by a judge's signature. This article will demystify the true capabilities of your connected devices, outline the legal frameworks that govern law enforcement access, and provide you with a comprehensive, realistic guide to reclaiming your digital privacy. The goal is not to foster fear, but to empower you with knowledge and actionable steps. The first question to ask yourself is not, am I being watched? But rather, what have I consented to, and what can I control? The anatomy of a modern spy. Your smart TV. To defend against a threat, you must first understand it. A modern smart TV is far more than a display panel. It is a sophisticated computer equipped with multiple surveillance vectors. The microphone. Always listening mics are common for voice command features, e.g., "Hey Google, Alexa." These microphones sample ambient audio to detect wake words, while companies state that continuous recording only begins after the wake word. The microphone must be active to hear it. This creates a potential attack surface. Furthermore, the privacy policies you agreed to often allow for the collection and analysis of audio data to improve services. In a law enforcement context, this stored data could be requested. The camera. Many high-end smart TVs include built-in cameras for video calls, gesture control, or personalized content recommendations. A camera facing your living room is, in essence, a potential surveillance camera. Its access is typically governed by software, which can be vulnerable to exploitation. Data harvesting. The most pervasive form of surveillance is the constant collection of viewing data. Every click, hover, watch, and search is logged. This automatic content recognition, ACR, is often enabled by default. This data profiles your habits, interests, and even your daily routine, e.g., you watch news at 7 a.m., stream movies after 9 p.m. This intimate behavioral profile is incredibly valuable, not just to advertisers, but to investigators building a pattern of life analysis. Network gateway. Your TV is a node on your home network. In some cases, if compromised, it could be used as a foothold to access other, more sensitive devices like laptops or phones on the same network. The legal aperture. How law enforcement gains access. Police cannot simply decide to watch you through your TV. They operate within a legal system designed to balance investigative needs with constitutional rights. Their primary tools are warrants, but the path to obtaining one has evolved. The traditional search warrant, governed by the Fourth Amendment, this requires law enforcement to demonstrate probable cause to a judge that evidence of a crime will be found in a specific place. If they want to access the stored data on your TV or its manufacturer's servers, like your voice query history or viewing logs, they would likely seek a warrant. This is a high bar and targets specific individuals under investigation. The All Writs Act and remote access warrants. A more concerning development is the rise of warrants seeking permission to covertly install software or activate hardware on a device. A precedent was set in cases involving smartphones, where judges have authorized the FBI to remotely install software on a device to extract data. Legal experts debate the boundaries, but a theoretical framework exists where, with a warrant demonstrating probable cause, a judge could authorize law enforcement to remotely activate a camera or microphone on a targeted device. This is not mass surveillance. It is targeted, but it turns your property into an informant. Subpoenas and court orders. A lower legal standard than a probable cause warrant is a subpoena, which can compel a company, like Samsung, LG, Amazon, or Google, to turn over stored records they hold about you. This might include historical ACR data, account information, or voice recordings stored in the cloud. A court order under the Stored Communications Act, part of the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, can also compel disclosure with a showing of specific and articulable facts that the records are relevant to an investigation, a standard lower than probable cause. The third-party doctrine. This is a critical legal concept. Information you voluntarily share with a third party, like your TV manufacturer or a streaming app, is generally not protected by a reasonable expectation of privacy under Fourth Amendment precedent. By agreeing to a privacy policy that says we collect viewing data, you may be surrendering constitutional protection for that data. Law enforcement can often obtain it with a subpoena, not a full warrant. Consent. Often overlooked. If any person with common authority over the device, like a housemate or family member, consents to a search, police can use the data without a warrant. This underscores the importance of shared understanding in a household. The network investigative technique. In IT and hacking investigations, the FBI has used warrants to deploy code that identifies users accessing illegal websites. This technique essentially turns a visitor's computer into a beacon sending data to the FBI. While not yet publicly documented for smart TVs, the legal mechanism for deploying such a tool on a network device exists. So, in the middle of this complex interplay between technology and law, here's a question that bridges the gap between theory and your daily life. If a single green LED light next to your TV's camera was the only indicator of its activation, and you saw it glow in the middle of the night when no one was using the TV, what is the first physical and legal step you would take? The Practical Defense Manual, Layered Privacy Protection, Knowledge of the Threat, and the Law is only half the battle. Here is your detailed, realistic action plan to mitigate these risks. Think of it as digital hygiene for your connected home. Layer 1. The physical barrier, the most effective step. Camera. If your TV has a built-in camera, physically cover it. Use a piece of opaque electrical tape or a sliding webcam cover. This is a 100% effective, low-tech solution against unauthorized visual surveillance. No software hack can bypass a physical barrier. Microphone. Locate the microphone ports, consult your manual. For TVs with always-on voice features, disable them in the settings first, see Layer 2. Then consider using a small dab of blue tack or a non-damaging adhesive to physically obstruct the microphone port. Test afterward to ensure voice commands no longer work. This provides a physical guarantee. Layer 2. The digital configuration, taking control of settings. This is a meticulous but crucial process. Dig into your TV's settings menu. Privacy settings. Go to the main system settings. Find Privacy, About Privacy, or Terms and Privacy. Disable ACR/viewership data collection. This has different names. Smart TV Experience, Viewing Information, Interest-Based Advertising, Samba TV, Automatic Content Recognition. Turn it off. This stops the constant profiling of your viewing habits. Disable voice recognition. Turn off hands-free voice control, voice input, or Hey Google features. This often disables the primary microphone. Camera access. If not physically covered, disable camera access for all applications and system functions. Reset advertising ID. Periodically reset this identifier in your settings to break the tracking profile linked to your device. Check out permissions. Every app, Netflix, Hulu, etc., has its own permissions. Deny microphone and camera access to all apps that don't logically need it. A fitness app might need a camera, a streaming app does not. Layer 3. Network segmentation and security. Your TV is only as exposed as the network it's on. Use a guest network. Most modern routers allow you to create a separate guest network. Place all your Internet of Things, IoT devices, TVs, smart speakers, thermostats on this network. This isolates them from your primary network where your computers, phones, and sensitive data reside. This contains any potential breach. Router firewall. Ensure your router's firewall is enabled. Consider using firewall rules to block your TV from making outbound connections to known advertising and telemetry domains. Lists are available from privacy communities online, but this is an advanced step. VPN at the router level. For advanced users, installing a reputable VPN on your router encrypts all traffic from your home to the internet, including your TV's data. This prevents your internet service provider, ISP, from seeing your viewing habits and adds a layer of encryption. Note, some streaming services may not work with certain VPNs. Layer 4. The legal and procedural posture. Read privacy policies. Skim the privacy policies of your TV brand and major apps. Understand what they collect and, importantly, their policies for responding to law enforcement requests. Do they require a warrant? Do they notify users? This informs your choice of brand in the future. Use a separate, minimal account. When setting up your TV, use a dedicated email address, not your primary one. Provide minimal personal information. Don't link it to sensitive accounts. Power off fully. When not in use for extended periods, physically unplug the TV. A TV in soft-off standby mode is still connected to the network and potentially listening for wake words. A power cycle ensures it is truly offline. Layer 5. The analog alternative. The most absolute solution is to opt out. Consider using a dumb TV or a high-quality monitor without smart features. Then, add content via external devices like an Apple TV, Roku, or gaming console, and apply these same privacy principles to those devices. This gives you more granular control and the ability to disconnect a single device easily. Navigating the gray areas and limitations. It is vital to be realistic. You cannot make yourself invisible to a determined, lawful investigation with a valid warrant. If police have probable cause to believe you are committing a serious crime and a judge approves a warrant to activate your TV's camera, they will likely find a way to execute it. The purpose of these steps is to eliminate low-hanging fruit, data collection for advertising, raise the technical and legal bar required to surveil you, protect you from mass collection, unauthorized hacks, and legal overreach via subpoenas. Restore your reasonable expectation of privacy within your own home. Your privacy is not a singular state, but a continuum. Each step you take moves you along that continuum away from total exposure and toward controlled, conscious sharing. The architecture of the modern connected home was built for convenience, not confidentiality. It falls to you to retrofit it for privacy. This journey through the circuits and courtrooms of modern surveillance highlights a profound truth. Our tools are never neutral. They come embedded with the values of their creators, often values of collection and monetization. By taking the actions outlined here, you're not just changing settings, you are asserting a different value. You are declaring that your living room, your conversations, and your quiet moments of leisure are yours alone. You're translating the ancient right to sanctuary into the digital age. The work is ongoing, but it begins with a single decisive act. Look at that device in your living room not just as a window to the world, but as a portal that must have a sturdy, reliable lock. If you found this deep dive into protecting your personal sovereignty in the digital age valuable, please support our channel. We are committed to providing well-researched, actionable guides that cut through the noise. Subscribe for more content that empowers you to navigate the complexities of technology and law. Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update.